Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Had, alongside Jim Hicks, sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, where we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Monday. It's so much going on. I can't wait to talk to y'all. Kind of miss y'all just a little bit. Had a great weekend. Busy, taxing weekend. Got to do some things, man. I got to go uh to places that I haven't. You know how you can be in a city for so long, and then sometimes it's just certain things you ain't never went to visit. I got a chance to go hang out at the Beverly Wilshire, the hotel made famous by the Pretty Woman, and hung out there with Charles Wilson and his crew, because he comes in. He works for Fox, and Fox's headquarters out here, so he have to call. They have their show early in the morning, so he come in on Saturday, and this is the first time I had a chance to go and hang out with him. He had his whiskey. He got a go look up Charles Wilson bourbon whiskey. He still got his wines called Intercept, and we were, he had some people with his whiskey bourbon thing with him, and had the young lady. I don't know if y'all saw the the Mike Tyson them fight, but it was a lady with blonde hair who was interviewing them, or interviewing Mike Tyson and the guy. Her name is Sylvie. I don't know her last name. Sylvie, and it was her birthday, so we had it. This restaurant, oh my God, I can't wait to go back to this restaurant. You know how you just, you go to the restaurant, then you sample something, and then you say, man, I'm coming back by myself so I can get everything. And so I can't wait to go back. But y'all, that's the first time I ever been there. Jeffrey, passed by it a million times. First time I ever had a chance to stop by and unique old. When I tell you it's old, a hotel, but it's classy. When you pull up, you're in a place that you're in a spot. So the Beverly Wilshire, if you ever get a chance, the show, the lobby is not like the lobby that they did on Pretty Woman. That ain't that the lobby ain't the same. It's different. The lobby is not that big and expensive. It is not wide. So unless I was on another part of the maybe, you know what? Maybe I could have been on the wrong side. But I got the chance to do that, y'all. See, when I do stuff that I ain't never did before, and I used to live in this city and never just said, okay, I'm gonna go to Beverly Worship, because it's really kind of old and kind of uppity. It's those kind of snooty people usually go there. So matter of fact, they had a Christmas party right across the street. Everybody was dressed up. But they had a restaurant inside. That's where we were. So, but shout out to them. What else going on? What happened to y'all this weekend? Give me something. I told y'all what happened to me. I like to experience new stuff. I told you, who am I starting five? Let me see. D. Holcomb, Tyrone Caldwell, Ivan Pettit, Daryl Anderson, Bryson, Wheatfall, Jeremy Davis. Boy, oh my God, boy, that YouTube wasn't playing this morning. Sure. What's up, Jeffrey? I see you over there by yourself. Big Coach, I see you. But Big Coach, I don't know if y'all ever been there. I just thought it was unique because I'd never been before, and got a chance to hang out there. Great time. Nice, the people that were working there. Because I guess I shouldn't be saying all this stuff, but that's all I'm gonna tell you. But the people working there is kind of nice. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice. So I'm trying to see where I'm gonna go from here. I know that's not it. Uh, Yes, that's it. I got so much stuff. What happened over the weekend? Anything great happened in high school basketball? Shout out to this little team. What's the little team? Shout out to I saw a High Tower when it won a tournament. They ain't never won. All them years Woods was there. Woods couldn't win, and they win one. They went and won one. Who else did something good? My main man, um, my main man, um, Elijah Garrett. They won a tournament up there. He was MVP of the tournament. Shout out to him. Um, I got some information. Somebody, people, let me see. Let me see. I got some. Let me see. You know, when people send me information, I'm gonna share it with y'all. But what happened? Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all that boring? Maybe let me get some women on here. And Hatter, did you have your fedora? No, I don't wear hats. You got me mixed up with Johnny. I mean, with Jimmy. I'm sorry, Johnny. I don't wear hats, man. I don't like hats. Uh, I don't like hats that much. Who I'm trying to find this message, because I like to shout out to my young fat people when they send me. Yes, Elijah. They beat who was Beaumont. Beaumont Westbrook beat Beaumont United 58-51. Elijah Garrett was the MVP. Uh, Sloan said he's a good player, great kid, leader, winner, worker. Doug Jones says he was named MVP of the thing. Uh, that of the event. North Shore football. Yes. Shout out to North Shore. I like them. I like them. I like them. I like North Shore. They talk stuff. I like them. Man, I really, really like North Shore, y'all. I tell my North Shore, I don't know none of the guys because I used to know the guys, but I haven't been in town while y'all been playing, so I don't really know the guys that much. But shout out to that team. Shout out to that coach, man. Shout out to that brother. Doing your thing out there, man. Proud of you, coach. But Johnny, now I don't wear hats. What's up, Dad Moody? He said the final for the Chicago Elite Classic, Duncanville, 85. Duncanville was led by Kristen Hunt, Caden Bug, and Becken Black. Yeah. So Duncanville went up to Chicago and whooped them dudes behind. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's how we do in Texas. Thank you though for that information, Thad Moody. Anybody else have anything? Ain't nobody talking about Juan Soto getting all that money. Where's my man? Where's Rod Wells? You know, he don't like to talk about number baseball. Rod Wells, man, but ain't none of y'all said nothing about Soto getting that bread. And probably don't care. But you know what I was thinking about? Just thinking about high school basketball and thinking about these players. I'm thinking about y'all big coach. He got a son, a big coach and coached a couple of players in this thing. I don't know who else on here to coaching or doing any coaching. Brandon Weefall got a son that's caught up in this process, going to be in this process. Boy, I'm so glad my son is out of this process. Oh my God, I know how y'all feel. I know the nervous energy, and that's why I try to give y'all positive energy on this show. And I'll talk about the game and talk about a player's game, but I ain't gonna never talk about his name. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna critique his game because I love this game of basketball. So I'm gonna go at it from a basketball perspective. People, other people be going at these kids a little bit different. So, but shout out to Duncanville. See, Dallas, we support you here on the Chop Shop, Dallas. Share the show, everybody. But somebody told me something that was key. He said there would be thousands of high school recruits that are not good enough to play in college. No, excuse me, that are good enough to play in college. That won't get a chance to play next year. Did y'all hear what I just said? There would be thousands of high school recruits that are good enough, Jeffrey, to play in college and won't get a chance to play next year. So my job is, if you are fortunate to be one of them, you better embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Take it serious. Quit all that damn whining. Big coach, you said, I saw Bryce Jackson play for the first time. He's really good. They beat Summer Creek by damn near 40. Is Summer Creek good? Glad you said that. Is Summer Creek good? uh help me, because somebody sent me uh so Bryce Jackson, the only person you saw at the game, big coach. That's the only player that you saw. Let me see. Somebody sent me something. I'm just interested. Out of all the people that played, you just talking about Bryce Jackson? He's really good. Help me out. I got the score sheet. Summer Cree. Where's Bryce Jackson? He scored 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 points. What you see that was so good? Tell me. I'm interested. Y'all think about this. Y'all, y'all want y'all kids to score all these points. But Big Coach said, I saw Bryce Jackson play for the first time. He's really good. Man, he scored for 10 points. That my girl is back. I was getting nervous, son. I thought they'd keep you in that view of my man over there. Clement, Sonya, Big Coach. Big Coach, don't not talk now. It's okay. We want to hear from you. In other words, you can score 10 points in a game and somebody come on the Top Shop and talk about how good of a player you are. So that means he did other things. I hope he stood out. His defense, he competes. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Because when a guy, you got to realize when a guy scores just 10 points, I want to know what the hell he did to make you single him out of all the guys. You said he is defense and he competes. Okay. Well, so players, you can defend and you can compete and still you'll stand out in a basketball game. You got me? Y'all got that? Shout out to Jackson State, man. Shout out to old Jackson State, man. The football team had to drop some of that Memphis game down so I can pick it up. I got you, Mr. Prior. I got something for you. You know I got something for you today now. But Jackson State, man, I'm so proud of them. But I just don't like some of the talk on Twitter. And I learned some about Twitter. I done learned some about social media. That's why I told y'all don't pick up these people's praises, so you don't have to put down the criticism. I'm gonna keep mentioning that. I had a phone call, text from my son last night, and he ain't text me back because you know, my polar son, brilliant young man, but when you talk about the things of life, he don't understand how uh I just have a little bit more experience than him. He got all the Harvard and the Cornell stuff and all of that. And but he still needs to come, so he texts me back. But I'm gonna tell you in a minute why he texts me. But shout out to Jackson State. But Jackson State, do me a favor. Do me a favor. You won the SWAC. You're going to a celebration bowl. You don't have to talk about the old regime. The people left the cupboard bare, and we still, Coach. He didn't leave the cupboard bare. Let me get to you. Y'all need to share this, Coach. It's gonna be a lot of teachable moments here. Did I do the coach? Oh, I know I had the coach. I know I put the coach up there. Come on, Robert. I know I had the coach. I didn't. Good God Almighty. But Coach TC Taylor, you said they left the cupboard bare. Dude, he left your ass there. He put you in a position to be there. Y'all got to go look it up. Y'all look it up because I just didn't. Golly, hold up. I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play the voice because I got it. It's just something about me, and just maybe it's me, and maybe I just need. Maybe y'all like to do this. Y'all like to rub stuff in, and man, they left the cupboard bare. Oh, I don't. Maybe I'm just different. Got to hear. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Did they put that in there? You know, as far as you know, as the blueprint goes, the blueprint already been laid. 17 swag. Talking about the 17 swag championships, and can't just take victory. Hold up, y'all. Let me see. Can I did I? You know what? Maybe. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. I just let y'all hear it. Hold up.
To be sitting right here now, um, SWAC champs, undefeated in the conference. Just a great feeling right now, and then to be able to host a SWAC championship game and for these guys to come out and, the way we played in that first half and then come out in the second half and get it done that way and convincingly, it feels great. It feels great. I mean, they listen. They listen. I stay on them. I stay on them. Talking about playing in December. And they was ready for this moment. They was ready for this moment. Hats off to Southern though. They came out and played their butts off in that first half.
That ain't the one. That ain't the one. He was good on that one. But he got to talking about where the cupboard was left bare and we were left for dead and we back and shout out to him because man for real when Prime left a lot of players wanted to follow Prime, but Prime made sure that this particular young man got a chance to shine. So you can never say nothing negative about the guy who put you on, but some of us do now. But you can't talk about the guy who put you on, Patrick. Hey, Cindy, that's like I hook you up with something, and I leave because I'm finna leave and go to something big and better. So I say I make sure Cindy here, and then Cindy must around and win something, and I'm gone. Cindy gonna tell me, well, Robert, he left the cupboard bare, and I had to do all this. Man, I left your ass with a head coaching job, player. It ain't that many of them jobs in NCAA. And I left you with that. I recommended that you get this job. Y'all, we got to just do better, Patrick Henry. But shout out to them. They beat the brakes off Southern. Women basketball starting to change. That lady dunk. Yes. It's not Candace Parker done dunk, man. In a game. Candace Parker done dunk. She ain't the only woman that dunked in the game. Women basketball ain't changed. They ain't changed. It's gonna always be a unicorn like that, Jeffrey. It's gonna always be a unicorn. Everybody ain't dunking. And but I saw Aaron, right? He act like Prime didn't make a way. Yet Trent, and Trent, nothing against TC. But you should never bring that up. Cause when you bring that up, guess what? The Twitter hounds, cause them Jackson State fans crazy. They off chain. And they go to talking about Prime. No, Prime left you. Prime took you. Prime came and hired you, player, as his offensive coordinator. And then when he left, he told them folk, look, I'm leaving, but you got to hire this man right here. And then you said he left the cupboard bare. He left you. What, he supposed to keep all your players for you? He left. Hey, y'all, some people in this basketball community act like that. Thank you, Trent. Trent, I thought it was just me, man. Cause somebody, sometimes I listen, Trent. Trent, I talk a lot, because I got to talk for 120 minutes. And I got to do original content for 120 minutes. So I got to talk. On this thing, I have to talk. But Trent, when I'm in meetings and I'm around other people, did I know no more than me? Guess what they say? Mr. Hatter, you ain't got nothing to say. I'm quiet. Because people don't understand. I'm taking notes. Last night I was listening to how bourbon is made. I don't know how bourbon's made. I learned a little bit last night. I listened. Interesting. Because I had never been around a bourbon maker. And now my life has been exposed to the bourbon industry, just like my night. Y'all, I have stepped on the grapes before in Napa. I didn't know nothing about that. You follow me? But shout out to these young girls, Kalina, Special K, and my little girl Chavez. I didn't realize, y'all, nobody came on the show talking about them girls. They played in Dallas last weekend. I just happened, somebody sent me something, and I saw it. And them girls was going at it. Two of the top high school players in the country. What, Amelia Chavez, I think, whatever the name is, Chavez, and the other one is Kalina Smith. They call her Special K. Up at the event in Dallas last weekend, and I didn't hear nobody talk about it. Nobody came on the show and said nothing about it. Shout out to Coach Prime. He went after season over, took Jimmy, went to visit Jimmy Horn's dad, who's in prison. Went to spend time with his dad. Wonder how many coaches have done that. Just wonder how many times. I know some of them people on Dallas on Georgia team. Somebody in their family in prison. I just wonder. Just wonder. Then y'all, yesterday, the unique privilege of being in this city. The night before, Saturday night, the hockey team was playing. Last night, the Lakers were playing, Portland, and the Clippers were playing. They said that's, let me see what, I'm trying to make sure the right wording because I don't want to give y'all the wrong thing. For the first time in 25 years, the Clippers and the Lakers played simultaneously home games in Los Angeles. First time in 25 years. Because why? They shared this same space. They shared this same arena. So both of them ever couldn't be played at the same time. One might have been played early in the day. I don't know how they did that. But for the first time in 25 years, I was just thinking about it. The Clippers played the Rockets and the Lakers played Portland last night. And first time in 25 years, y'all, history was made last night. But I was trying to find something. Got so much to talk about, but I was trying to find something uh, that I wanted to share with y'all. Sometimes I just take a mental note. Oh, I talked about that already. Uh, and I was thinking about something. When people come into office, And I share this with you. People come in politics and office and people in situations. Always, even in the summer basketball community. Let me bring it there to y'all because y'all understand it. What is your ask? What do you demand of the UIL? Y'all just said, well, that's the UIL, right? Have anybody ever tried, because it's a political process, is anybody, because some people appoint them people, so has anybody ever just said, what, have anybody ever asked the UIL? Have anybody sit down and came with a plan to help improve the UIL? Have anybody stood up for for your own issues that you have with the UIL? Aaron, I was just thinking about this, man. I sit back because we complain a lot. What is your ask? Because if y'all needed something and wanted something to happen on this show, if you put up the if you put up enough, if you let me know and it's valid, shit, I'm gonna listen. Somebody email me. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. It ain't. But y'all give me. See, always remember this when I'm thinking about this. Power succeeds nothing without a demand. If y'all don't demand some basketball coaches to do something, if y'all don't demand the directors to do stuff, if y'all don't demand the who else we got? The event operators. Shit, Jimmy, an event operator, he told you, y'all, what are your ask? Power succeeds nothing without demand. I never forget, man. That's why I love Atlanta. I never forget reading the story, Trent, about the most progressive black mayor that in Atlanta, Maynard Jackson, who made up his mind, Trent, that no real business will be done without black people being at the table. Airports, black people got to be at the table. I ain't nobody gonna get no seat. Marion Barry, the mayor of DC. All them white developers and all them white folks come to the meetings trying to meet with the mayor. He said, look, I ain't having this meeting today. Until y'all go out and find some black folks that's doing the same thing y'all can and bring them in here and they've been benefiting too, we ain't gonna have these meetings. This the same dude. This how this dude did. See, y'all remember him from in that hotel room. Rod Wells, I done already talked about that little old money that Soto got. But I'm gonna talk about it again, maybe. Just another millionaire athlete getting a whole lot of money. I told y'all it's gonna become a time. I said these players were worth more than that. I said this years ago. So it's not a surprise to me. It might be a surprise to y'all. But I'm thinking about some, Mike. I'm thinking about some. I'm just thinking about, Mike, we always talking about stuff in our community. And I always ask, what is your ask? What do you want done? Stand on your issues. Trey, what's up, baby? What do you want done in summer basketball? Because power succeeds. Now, power ain't gonna just let power like power. They ain't gonna just come and let you just take it. You got to demand it. And y'all, I love y'all. One of my biggest, one of my another one of my heroes. Cause I watched it and I didn't know this. Now I had to learn this. That the most progressive black mayor for in the whole country was Maynard Jackson, who made up his mind. Trey Phillips. What is Trey Phillips? What is Michael Smith? What is Status Moody? Hold up, who else on this feed? What is Big Coach? What is Trent Strozer? What is if Aaron Wilford? What is Joffrey Reed? What if Cindy Leroy? What if Patrick Henry? What if I2? That's Malik. What if Clinton Pryor? What if Sonya Billingsley? What if I'm calling all y'all names? Boy, I'm getting out. Wrote Johnny Arnett. What if Brad Kimball? What if D. Holcomb, Tyrone Caldwell? What if y'all made up y'all mind? Like Maynard Jackson said, no real business would be done without black people being at the table. Did y'all know that? See, now we're just looking successful without being successful. What do we do, Trey Phillips, to reposition ourselves on the board and play chess and not checkers? Trey Phillips, it's my word today. You and Chuck McGowan should dominate high school basketball in Houston. Dominate. I'm speaking it to existence. And y'all, we got to help them because they are part of us. We just got to get put together a plan. How the Chop Shop can help Chuck McGowan and Trey Phillips dominate. I don't care about them people going over to the Houston Hoops and all that old shit. I don't care about them because they don't support this show. Houston Hoops is ran by somebody else that don't look like us. What can we do? Let's stop just looking successful without becoming successful. Lakeisha, Trey, you understand what I'm saying? Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. What do we do, Lakeisha, to reposition ourselves on the board and play chess and not checkers? But regrettably, we only dream at the size of our exposure. Trey, if you ain't exposed to it, how you gonna know you can do it? Somebody just text me, I'm sorry. Y'all know it must be important. Y'all feeling me? How can people, I was thinking about it, this Trey. Because what we are exposed to are the only things that we think are reachable. Trey, I've been to LA a million times, used to live here. I never went to the Beverly Wilshire and went in there and did anything, hang out or went to the restaurant or nothing. I got a chance to do that last night. Trey, I've never been to a Dodgers game. I got a chance to do that this year. I've been exposed. See, somebody asked me a question. How can two people raised in the same house, fathered and mothered by the same mother and father, eat the same food, have the same doctrine of do's and don'ts, and still they have different paths in their life? Y'all talk to me. It's because of what happens when you leave the house. I've been exposed to some stuff since I've been here in LA that I had never been exposed to when I was living here in LA. What if I don't come out here? But it's what happens when you leave the house. Me and my sisters and my brother, me and my sister, all of us. But I left. They still in Memphis. So their dreams gonna be limited to their exposure. I've been around the world 2 or 3 times. Jay Jackson. It's because of what people see when they leave the house, what they saw, what they're exposed to. Let's expose our kids to something more than just summer basketball. Work out and get great at it, but let's expose them to more. See, sometimes the generational curses we be talking about, they're not demonic. Sometimes generational curses is your parents' limitations. That hits right there. That hits. Sometimes it's your parents' limitations. You know, my daughter said, I want to go to LA. Because daddy, you done took me everywhere. You didn't expose me. I want to come out here and live. If she don't come out here and live, I won't be out here right now. I go to New York and do anything I want to do because what I expose my son to something. I didn't say, you grow up, you got to go to Baylor, you got to go to Texas Tech, you got to go to Texas, you got to go. No, you go where the hell you want to go. You go where the hell you want to do. If he don't go to Cornell, I would never sit in. Y'all gotta understand, I used to go on the trips. Every college up there, I done been in their classroom. Yes, I have. I've been in the Harvard Law Library. I've been in the Harvard Law School. I've been all over Princeton, Brown, Yale. I've been in all of those places. If I don't expose him to come to his games, I wouldn't even know. Gosh, I'm giving y'all a hell of a lesson right here. Sometimes generational curses, you know what so you know how we people, well he don't know nothing, so I don't know nothing, so I ain't giving him nothing, so he ain't gonna know nothing, so he can't give his kids. We got to stop that. We got to go and expose, because y'all, it's not a generational curse. Sometimes the generated curse, if our parents' limitations, our parents might be limited. You know, there's some people in Houston told me they ain't never been from one side to the other. So their experience and their dreams gonna be limited to that space. Sometimes you might have to deal with the fact that your father didn't have experience in something. Who you gonna call when you $5 million in debt? Because then that friendship circle shrinks. We can laugh and talk and watch the game, Trey. But when you're dealing with different stuff at a different oxygen level, most people you grew up with will have asthma. Alfio, let me know when them kids gonna get back in school. They can't breathe. They can't breathe. So what you're trying to share with them, y'all know when I'm talking to y'all like this, I'm having this experience. So when what you're trying to share with your friends or share with your people, what it is that you got going on, they don't have a frame of reference. So now you feel bad for being burdened. Most successful black men have functional depression. You got to act like it's okay because I don't want to let down the people who would be jealous to be in my problem. You have to suffer in silence. Sometimes you have to try to blend in. That's why I don't try to blend in with other shows. That's why this show is different. Don't y'all know I can come up here and talk about sports all day? Talk about let me go to it. Let me go. This is just too easy for me though. It's too easy. I can go and the headlines are sources say the Mets land Soto for 15 years. What the hell is Soto getting 15 years, $765 million for me? Don't do shit for me. I don't represent him. One of them other people represent him. Talks between UNC and Belichick. That ain't got nothing to do with none of us in our community. Tennessee Vols grabbed the number one AP position. You follow me? Lionel Rogers said, throughout my kid's journey through travel baseball, said, took him outside. There you go. Now you're talking. Just sharing something with y'all. Sometimes this stuff be on my mind. Sometimes to get this stuff out. Where else I was talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Try to blend in. I'll never forget James Baldwin said something. He said, it's something called survivor's guilt, where you feel bad about doing well. You're made to feel guilty because you've excelled. It's only something that black men deal with. White men never feel guilty about doing well. You know how we got, man, you killing it. You killing it, man. You know how we go. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing okay. Having to navigate that space. It's a tap dance. We normalize, successful black men, they normalize isolations, being isolated. See, I'm sitting there watching and thinking about life, thinking about us, and I got I got some for you today. But Kirk Collins, Oprah gave Gayle King $1 million. She said, "You can't be around me We going and shopping, and we going this, and we going this, and we going this. You can't be right. I go to the line. I go up to the register, and all the people with me, and they can't buy like I can. She said, "You can't be broke and be around me. I don't want you looking at me when I go to cash rest. I want you to have money. If you want something, buy it yourself." To be able to find someone that fights in your weight class without being a competitor is an investment. So when you find authentic people, see, some of our kids gonna be successful. I'm just giving it to them. Alpha, yo, you need to splice this out and give it to your kids. Some of our kids gonna be successful. So when you got to find, I wish somebody had told me this at 17. You got to find our authentic people who actually can rejoice without being envious. And that's a different kind of peace. That your friends ain't envious. It's people envy us about this show. It's just they're envious. We look at envy as evil sometimes. But to me, envy is lust. You know how we have this, we have reduced lust just to sex. Lust is, I want what you have. I heard a philosopher say one time, he said, everybody wants your view, but nobody wants your climb. Oh, that was a good. Oh, Kirk Collins, that was good. Kirk Collins, everybody wants your view, but everybody don't want your climb. God, you get way up here on this mountain, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to helicopter in. They want a helicopter. They don't want to climb up, they just want a helicopter in where you at. They don't want to do all that hard ass work. Ricky Scott. I'm ministering to myself right now, Ricky Scott. Don't give people a ride who won't push your car when you're out of gas. Well, Robert, how would I know? You'll know. Never forget, Janet Jackson was dating Jermaine Dupri. She told him she was broke to see what he was he going to stay around and stay around. It was only after he proved that he was there for her that she disclosed that she really didn't file for bankruptcy. You got to find a way. How do I test to find a motive? You got to find a way. And listen, don't confuse loyalty, my young people, for consistency. So a lot of y'all been consistent on this show, but are you loyal? I don't confuse loyalty with consistency. Just because you always around don't mean you're loyal. Oh, wait. You may just be waiting for the moment. So you can splice something. I gotta get my water, man. I gotta give me some water. That's too good. Golly, Robert. told y'all, all I do when I learn stuff, I just share. This is the reason I do the daughter and daddy trip twice, so we can experience that. I know, Rod. I know it. I love that, Rod. Rod, I love it. Rod, I know how you feel, baby. I came out here just for the weekend. Rod, I came out here just for the Father's Day weekend. And I ain't came back home yet. It's crazy to me. See, remember, they just may be waiting for the moment. I never forget this lady, uh, this old lady who prophesied to Denzel Washington, right? Telling him that he's gonna be a preacher, right? And preach all over the world. And he said at his last award show that he didn't realize that my preaching would be through film. Every time I think about that, I think about this platform has put me in this space. 'Cause people used to say I was gonna be a preacher. Not me. To whom much is given, much is required. But I guess in a way, and I don't call it, I call it communicating life. Communicating life. Hold up, y'all. I got something else for you. You might keep texting me. And they better stop it. I don't want to have. Hold on. Add the other down. I always remember when my young people, one more time. I gave it to you already. I got the greatest, uh, um, and I want to reiterate: we only dream at the size of our exposure, because what we are exposed to are the only things that we think are reachable. What happened when you left the house, what you saw, what you were exposed to. Sometimes I told you the generational curses is your parents' limitations. And what if your greatest limitations is what you and what that are inherited and not chosen? So we just got to get better at exposing our things. That's why I try to talk about different things, and I'm thinking about where I want to go with this next. I got all of these, but my son messed around and texted me, and let me let y'all read the text because I want to go here because I got so much. We ain't gonna be able to get it all out today. I already know because Jimmy might come in, and but this week it's gonna be a great week because I got some stuff that I know y'all need to hear. But he texted me last night. I was at the game, and he texted me. What did he say? What did he say? Watch this. Watch this. We talked, going back and forth, and then all of a sudden he said Jay-Z. That's all he texts, Jay-Z. And I said, what about it? He said, check the news. It's my son. I knew what he was talking about, but I said, what about him? Because I don't believe the news. I done told y'all that a million times. I don't believe it. That's what I told him. I don't believe it. One of the reasons I don't believe it because it's a silver suit. They said this happened in 2000. It's 2024, almost 2025. He crazy. I ain't gonna tell you what he said later. But my grandson in there crying right now. But y'all, you see how I killed it? I said, what about it? I didn't add, I diffused it quickly. I know what it's like defaming other people's name. People defame my name all the time. This person says something about me that's so completely antithetical to what I would ever do in my entire life. A Negro who don't even know me. A Negro who be laughing and trying to shake my hand. Don't even know I know what he said. Running his mouth about nothing he has no idea about. But the person who brought me the information, he might not understand. I look at him different from for the rest of my life. Because why? Why was he so comfortable talking about me to you? So now America cares about allegations now, huh? They didn't think about caring about him last month, November the 6th. So what changed in 30 days? I mean, see, I told y'all, my mama taught me a long time ago, don't use your words. Son, your words are important. Don't use them to hurt and defame another person. Don't use that gift. You can talk. You can orate. You can. You get. You can communicate. Why you? I said the same thing about these battle rappers, but I guess that's what they do. I don't care. But why use that gift? It's crazy. So my son, when he texted me, all he said was Jay-Z. So he immediately thought I was gonna come, like I was one of his little friends or whatever, whoever, and start talking about Jay-Z. I said, what about it? Check the news. I said, I don't believe the news. First of all, I know it's a civil suit, and I know how civil suits are frivolous. No criminal activity. If I did something that heinous, messing with a 13-year-old, then that's criminal. Prosecute me criminally. Don't call and ask me and blackmail me for money. What you call it, selective morality? But the way people have been waiting on Jay-Z to be accused for something, to me, is disgusting. And I applaud his aggressive response to these things that clown ass dude down there, Tony Busby, that Texas A&M grad, that I've been talking about him. I hate we ever let him come on this show a long time ago. In that Rock Nation statement, Hove said, let's take this to trial instead of a civil case. He said Jay-Z wrote this last night on his iPhone. Hold on, let me see, can I pull it up? Let me see, can I pull it up? He said, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt call. Who's that damn? Hold up. Somebody just texted me. I had somebody in my office and I got something about, I get it to you. I get it to you. I get it to you. Some quote I said earlier, I'm going to get it to you. They couldn't hear the quote. They want the quote. I got you. I got you. Remind me though. I got it. Because my mind, I done forgot about everything else. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. Boy, I love Jay-Z. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So now I will not give you one red penny. And I got it. He didn't say that. I had to put that in there. Yeah. He said these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, Tony Busby. I put Tony Busby's name in there. Not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Wouldn't you agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice. If that were the case, he said, this lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, jigger, because Beyonce and her mama nobody, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrical, theatrics. I'm sorry. I got to make it bigger because you know I can't see. I have no idea how you have come to such a deplorable human being, Mr. Busby. But I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. Oh, you claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Sing it, Jigga! Hold on, Jigga, Jigga. And he wrote this off the dome. Hold up, y'all. I got more. He said, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see this press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at a young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand explicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by the ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Talk, Jesus. Boy, this my part. This my part. This is my part. This is my part. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world, player. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. Man, this man talk like me. We don't play these type of games. We have a very strict code of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims that you have levied against me. If not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, it would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. I ain't no regular Negro. I ain't backing nobody. And you wasn't in the room, Janae. Nobody was in the room. I don't care what you've heard. Don't come to me with all of this. I don't want to hear. Hey, Hatter, I felt his response too. Have you seen the Beyonce mama like the post about the lawsuit? It was on. I got you. But y'all, if anybody come on here talking about, all I'm telling you is that man told Tony Busby, little ass, homeboy, we don't play them games. When he said that, and y'all got to understand, I'm minding my business. I get a text from my son last night, a young man, 30 years old. And he said to me, hold on. All he said was Jay-Z in his text. We was talking about something else, and he said Jay-Z. So what I did was said, what about it? He said, check the news. I said, I don't need to check the news. I don't believe it. Because it's a silver suit that happened 24 years ago. And Jay-Z wasn't in the suit at first. And now they got him in there. It's just, it's just so much stuff. I don't care. Let me tell you something. I'm different. See, my son expect for me to talk about Jay-Z because he know I like Jay-Z. He expected me to say something. But I said, what about it? See, all you messy ass people who out there be messing and dealing with other people's businesses, I'm gonna try. First of all, I'm not finna let you come and talk about it. How about that? I might talk about him to him, but you, Tony Busby, you come, cause I won't pay you. You want to blackmail me? See, if you've never been in these positions before, and you've never been in a position of power before, you'll never understand this. Especially now. In this crazy ass. No, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you, Janae. I don't know what Bill Cosby did. I wasn't there. See, that's what y'all don't understand. I wasn't there. I'm just different. I'm not gonna sit up here and I'm just sitting here watching these people. And one of them articles was interesting because it said She initially filed it against Diddy, then came back and filed it against both. They asked for a settlement from Jay-Z. Jay-Z refused to settle and sued them back instead, and now it's public. That's why it's public right now. And Tony Busby said a few weeks ago, I've been sued in LA in a last-ditch attempt, this is him, in a last-ditch attempt to stop me from revealing names in public lawsuits. It won't work. The irony. The suit against me was filed by a powerful John Doe. Here's the full statement. And he went, I don't even want to talk about him. I don't even want to talk about him. But I'm just sitting here, man. He said, he must have said in his mind, these internet people really think Jay-Z is involved. And you know what I'm pissed off about? I'm looking when you say, when you mention this man's name, this man got a family and this man got a young girl that's old enough to hear this, and you just throw these people's name out there. I get sick of it. I get sick of it. And I'm looking at the responses in the Twitter. So now everybody talking about Jay-Z. No matter when it comes out that ain't nothing happen, ain't nothing gonna happen. This man's name has been tarnished. And y'all is out here tarnishing these people's names all the time. Oh, like Jimmy was talking about, y'all on group chats, talking about other guys. And guys are screenshotting your damn group chats and sharing them. We need to stop. I don't need me personally, I ain't seen what Beyonce mama just want the article. I don't care what team. I don't care. What I done learned. Jay-Z don't use it just attack stuff like this quick. He said, whoa, player. I'm not gonna give you a red penny. I'm not gonna give you a coin to keep my name out of this here. Let's bring it on. Let's take it to criminal court. Y'all, it just killed me when people, what does, I don't care what Beyonce mama did. I don't care. Beyonce mama wasn't there. Hold up, this happened 20 years ago, all right? Okay, let me help you out. You said it happened in the 2000s, Janae, since you keep on to comment about it. What was Tina saying about it then? Man, come on. Come on, man. Y'all just, come on, Jimmy. Man, Jimmy. Matter of fact, Jimmy, you don't even have to comment on this subject. Because I'm going to come again tomorrow because I got some more stuff tomorrow. I just don't like the tactics and the unethical things and that Tony Busby been doing. And I'm watching him and I'm watching him and watching him. He's trying to build. He got your homeboy, Deshaun Watson. Now he finna go out a bigger fish. I'm watching this. I'm watching this. But that's all. I don't want to hear about with Jay-Z as a serial abuser. Where is it that he done abuse who? See, where you get, hold up. Today, where you get your information from? Have Jay-Z ever tried to touch on you or mess with you? I mess with your daughter, I mess with you. You going to buy hearsay. Look what Dame Dash said. What's the little rapper? Jimmy, what's the little rapper? Look at what the little rapper said. I don't care what Dame Dash said about why they broke up. I don't. A man who molested his girl, Aaliyah. Jimmy, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, hey. On this show, we talk not your opinions and not no opinions you done got from Damien Dash. Because if your opinions are not based on actual facts, Aaliyah is dead. So I just don't understand it. But Jimmy, what's up, man? What you got, man? What did happen around here? We'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll
Well,
talk about
one thing for certain, you guys, it's time to shout your show if you haven't done so already on the Chop Shop. Good afternoon on this Monday. A lot of sports took place this past weekend. We try to best touch base and make a lap around the track on various topics. Start off right now with the college basketball scene. Of course, the new top 25 is out, and there are 9 teams from the SEC in the top 25 in basketball. 9 out of the top 25, again, is from the SEC. Of course, Tennessee is the new number one after Kansas lost back-to-back games last week. So the Jayhawks, they dropped from 1 to 10. We're talking men's basketball, it is. Auburn jumps up. They're in the number 2 slot. Followed by Iowa State, Duke, Kentucky, Marquette. Marquette lost one earlier and then bounced back and picked up a good win on Saturday at home. I think it was against Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. During that, one young man from Houston was on an official visit to Marquette during that weekend, and Adam Boyd from Atascocita High School. And I like the way he moved. That means he didn't go and blasted all out there, took care of his business, taking his official visit to Marquette, and got on back home. And now it's time to continue doing business with Atascocita. He's class of 2026. Adam Boyd is. And this young man here, this Atascocita team, we'll talk about them on tomorrow with more with high school sports. But also, so speaking of these college basketball rankings from the Associated Press, basketball, again, guys, we mentioned that Marquette is 6, Alabama 7, followed by Gonzaga, Florida, Kansas, then Purdue, Oregon is 12. Oklahoma is one of the few unbeaten teams in the country. They are at number 13. Michigan 14. University of Houston, who found a way back into their winning ways over the weekend, beat, I think it was Butler. And at home, they are number 15, followed by Clemson, Texas A&M at 17. UConn, back to their winning ways, picked up a huge road win over University of Texas on yesterday, and they have climbed from 25 up to number 18. Meanwhile, other teams from Texas, there's no more teams from down in Texas after A&M. I'm looking at San Diego State is up in there. They're number 23. Remember that team beat University of Houston earlier a couple of weeks ago up in Vegas, and now they are getting their due with a listing. A lot of teams dropped out of the top 25. Baylor, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, Illinois, and last but not least, Memphis. Your Memphis Tigers had to pick the wrong time and not lace them up right.
Jimmy,
Against,
Jimmy, I got a question. I've never heard you go down this whole thing like that. Did you go down there just to say that Memphis got out of? Why are you talking about Memphis? They not even in the top 25. Why are you even mentioning them?
I just mentioned the teams that dropped out of the top 25, and they were the last team that I mentioned among the half dozen,
Sure,
what is 5 or 6 teams that were dropped out.
sure.
And those teams that are dropped out of there are included in
So
those.
what? They dropped
Are
out.
Well, and so what? Because it's not common over the past few years that a team like North Carolina and the Baylor is not listed in the top 25 in the country.
It
It's
happens, Jimmy. It's a new year.
well, I'm saying, but at the same time, remember, you said you can receive the praises, then accept that you can take the bill, the sweet, then you got to take the bill as well. It's that's not a good.
But
I
you even
said
said you weren't gonna mention them no more.
no, didn't say them. I said I don't care much about them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's a different about the school. Now, different people don't get it twisted. There's often you'll be in a situation where you don't really care much about the team or the program or the school. But then what if one of your relatives or what if a kinfolk, what if a kid, that means now you're still going to root for, or it's possible to root for some type of degree of success for an individual, but you still cannot care much for the team or the program. It happens all the time. You even stake claim to that in recent years when we talked about a certain player. You said in the NBA ranks, you don't care about the team. You rooting for this young man to have success. So you of all people should understand how when a person says or stakes that
I
type of
know
claim.
what you don't understand, man. I see stuff that people don't see, but keep going. Go finish your narrative.
And so that was it. I mean, you said you jumped with. Why are you talking
Go
about
go
Memphis?
finish your narrative.
Speaking about Memphis, we're talking about the top 25 and talking about some teams and mention teams. And my initial comment was there are 9 teams in the SEC that's part of the top 25 for this year, this week, which that is tremendous. 9 out of one conference.
Jimmy, the season ain't started yet. April 7, 8 games.
Understand this, but at the same time, it's still because SEC, the conference is a topic of a premium topic of conversation because of the recent football, college football playoff. So they are one of the common denominators of topics. So now you reach over and take that attention over to the basketball component, and these guys in basketball are garnering much attention from that particular conference. They're getting it, and remember, it used to only at one time it was a two or three dog pony show in the SEC when it comes to basketball. So now you have teams like Mississippi State is back in recognition of a top 25 country team in the country. You have guys like Ole Miss, and you have it's so SEC is fun now, especially since University of Texas and A&M, which A&M has been there for a few years now, but Texas and Oklahoma, who's ranked, Oklahoma was undefeated, or it still is undefeated. They're up in that joint right now. Now with the lackluster ratings for NFL, NBA this season, maybe the college basketball ratings should spike upward, and it's a prime opportunity for them to spike upward with a lot of the stuff. It's depending on your geographical location in the world, wherever you may be. But once again, you the one that brought them up, Al, and no, that you the one brought them up. I mentioned them in the unison with other teams. Now, also, that's college basketball. Now, speaking of football in college, is and then in the union, you sitting there I'm thinking about you. Shit, you the college football playoff selections was released on yesterday, and lo and behold, Alabama, one of those SEC schools, was left out of the playoff tournament in favor of SMU. And SMU, they appeared to look like they were on the way to getting the doors blown off in the ACC championship against Clemson, but then made a late run to tie the game, and before losing in the closing seconds. I think the manner for which SMU finished that game weighed heavily on them supplanting the anticipation of Alabama taking that last spot. So that means the state of Texas, we get two teams in this tournament, as well as the state of Indiana gets two teams, which they both will face each other on the 21st of December. That's the first round. That's Notre Dame and Indiana. Both play each other first round. So SMU, of course, is up in that joint. University of Texas, there was some good games, good football games this past weekend. Some really, really, really good
You know what
games.
I'm thinking about? These guys, when they lose, whoever loses first round game, they go home for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah, they ain't got to go home. They got to get the hell up out of there.
So they don't play in no bowl game. They don't play in no bowl game, the NAC. This day bowl game.
It is a bowl game technically.
I know, but I'm just saying this is their bowl game. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they get an opportunity to play in three of them.
It's unique.
Well,
How they got this set up. It's unique. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm thinking about them Georgia Bulldogs. I'm not just sit there. This is the team that got 26 players on their team this year. Had traffic violations, but they just win. They've been somebody told me they was 57-4 since 2020. Y'all look, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. This team, Georgia, who they gonna play? They got to bye.
Nope.
They are 57-4 since 2020. 3 losses to Alabama and 1 loss to Ole Miss. That's it. And I'm just saying, they just hard to beat. And I'm just trying to look at this thing. So they play at Notre. I'm telling you something about Notre Dame. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the new coach. I don't know. I don't know something about Notre Dame. I like it. I ain't never liked Notre Dame when I was young because they used to be on TV all the time. But I was just thinking about that. Man. And I was thinking about this young kid, man, that played for Oregon last night, Jimmy. I was thinking about Oregon. And he said something. He was on a press conference. Y'all listen to this. This kind of got to me in a whole lot of ways.
I told him, this is the first game y'all coming to. I'm going to give y'all a show. I promise you that. And for me, it was just, I don't know, words can't explain it. My mom just seeing the tears in her eyes, just being able to watch me play on a stage like this. My family never seen it before. Just being able to get them to the game, words can't explain, bro. It's something you dream about, and when that time happens and it's being able to get checked off your bucket list, you don't take it for granted. So, yeah. I told him.
And thanks to NIL, this young man is able to fly his family out there. Everybody else used to benefit from this kid's talent and all the kids that playing in the NFL and the NBA in the bowl series games. And this particular time, doing NIL, that he was able. He said the first time he was. I just heard. I just heard. So man, I had a chance of bringing my family to where I'm at. Oh, Oregon is far from everything. I hate to fly up there. The worst place in the world. Seems like you're flying forever. And shout out to NIL, man. The people that the collective or whatever, because I know I grew up in a time, and I've been in this business in a time that people needed help to fly their parents to the games. Now they can fly their own parents to the game, and it's just a unique situation. You would never know if you being in this business for 30 years and watching and watching how people were struggling. And sometimes I had to help. Sometimes other people had to help. Some people helping parents get, because these parents, they ain't got no money, but their kid out there making all these people all this money. That was the most valuable thing about NIL to me. Not what all that other stuff they doing, but being able to buy the plane a plane ticket without somebody, if an agent bought it for you, you're gonna be declared ineligible, and all of these other people making all this money. So, shout out to uh, uh, the people who changed that thing and changed that dynamic. Because now these young kids are able to do that. So I just had to play. That guy name is Tez Johnson, and he balled out. I think he had 2 interceptions in that game. But I like that. I like that. But what else you got, Jim?
I mean, what it's according to now to know those teams that make it to the college football playoff, the NCAA can pay for parents or guardians to travel to those games up to $3,000 in expenses, so they can cover the travel and the hotel of a parent or
Wasn't
guardian.
always that way, Jim.
No, I mean, wasn't all rules came about. This came about.
I'm just telling you. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, this rule here has been in place for about since they had the playoff. Since the college, remember it was 4 teams at first.
But I'm talking, Jimmy. You talking about? I'm talking about. I'm talking about
I'm
all
talking about
sports.
football. I'm talking about
No, but
football.
I'm
Now they
talking
also can
about
pay for
all
the Final
sports.
Four.
Yeah, I just
So
used him as an example. I'm talking about all sports.
yeah, but I'm talking about only the championship round of the Final Four,
Yeah, but
all parent or guardian, and the football playoff.
Jimmy, I brought up this point, right? Didn't I? I brought up the point. My point is, kids are able in basketball and whatever, but basketball too. They're able to get their parents to the games. That's the point I was trying to make. I wasn't trying to talk about. I wasn't trying to shine the light on the NCAA. I'm not no NCAA lover. I'm
But
talking about kids are able now. Them parents were going to these tournaments in Maui. These kids are able to fly their parents over to the Maui Classic. These kids are able. That's the point I was trying to make. That's all.
they don't have to go. Well, my point that I'm making is an educational component. I'm educating the viewers on a fact, on something that is already in place, and that was put in place about 10 years ago or so, for the NCAA, for the parents. In case you didn't know, and many of these people that are watching probably did not know, that those teams, those 12 teams, they don't have to go into their NIL money to fly their mamas and daddies there. Those 12 teams, the parents get up to $3,000.
Okay, but
in
what if
salary.
they got more than 3 family members?
You get up to
Okay,
2
so
parents.
somebody. What if you got more than one? Who gonna pay for them?
You ain't got more than 2
If you
parents,
got
man.
more
You got
than
a mom
3,
and a daddy.
who gonna? If you got more than 3, who gonna pay for the rest of them?
What do you mean more than 3? You ain't got no but a mom and a daddy. They don't have no 3 slots on your birth certificate. It got 2 slots on your birth
Didn't you say
certificate.
family member?
No, man. I say your parent or guardian.
You said family member, man. You said family member. I'm just telling you what you said. So okay. So what if my partner? What? Hold
And,
up.
and guess what? Everybody
Let me help you.
everybody don't have a parent or
Let me
guardian.
help you.
So it may be a family member that can go in the place of that.
What if my sister and my brother want to go?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. What if my sister and my brother want to go?
But here's where it goes then. They still have a rule in place where you're not supposed to offer one kid more, something that all aren't offered.
You're missing the
So
point.
that means you have to draw a line and a number.
No,
So
it ain't. Listen, you constantly trying to talk to the NBA. I know you love the NCAA. I ain't talking about the NCAA. I'm talking about this young guy he got the power now to fly more than his mama and daddy. And so you're saying the NCAA fly them. So he got
How are
another
we talking about?
situation. Whoa,
We're talking about
whoa.
different things. Different things. That's
But
totally
I
different
brought up
things.
the topic.
And I'm going from a whole different. I think you missed something. I think you might have missed something. In case you didn't get the memo, this is a new topic that stemmed from your topic. I'm educating now. I went to educate people on something different beyond
So
that.
you're saying,
So I'm talking about.
so what you
So this is
educating them on?
something different.
I got a
You
question.
keep going back to the kid.
No, I got a
It's
question.
something different.
So you're educating them that the NCAA is relieving some of the burden? That's what you're educating?
Only for those who make it to the championship, to the college football playoff. and also the
But
NCAA
Jimmy,
Final
this man
Four.
wasn't in the playoffs yet, was it? He was
This
at the
is
conference tournament.
hold on. Once again, you're going back to that topic. This is a different topic, Hannah. I'm talking about something else.
Okay.
You keep trying to relay it back
Now,
and anchor it down to
but
your
dude, quit
topic.
hijacking my
I'm
look. Quit
extending. I'm
hijacking my
extending
conversation.
what you were talking about. My stuff don't even apply to him. This don't apply to them last week. This applies to their team to Oregon on the 21st of December when they travel. It didn't. This was not an eligible. This once you make it this far, you have amenities set in place. Also, the NCAA. If your kid get invited to the college basketball academy, they will fly. They will take care of the travel expenses for up to 2 immediate family members, meaning generally the parents. But everybody don't have parents, so yes, it could include family members as well. Everybody don't have parents that can get away, that can get off work, that can be available. So 2 of them, they will fly for that, which is also a different change. That change didn't come about 2 years, 10 years ago. That change, that additive and that amenity was blessed upon these kids, on the burdens of these families, or to take the burden off of these families about 2-3 years ago when they started doing that. So these are different things now of the new now that
Okay.
is available.
But I did
So
want to
that
say
means
this.
now if a kid want to go and he want to go in his pocket and invite other people or pay for other people, that's just less of a strain. That's less expense, less in the expenses, which is cool. I'm all for that in regard to no matter what sport it is. But there are other sports that are other championships. I think that this thing extends to. I just don't have the list. If some of you guys are watching or you college coaches, you can still either plug it in in the boom boom room or send a text message what other sports of the
I
championship rounds
I
that it
want to
takes
pivot. I want to pivot a
place
second
at.
because I was talking to some guys last night, and we was just talking. And these guys here on the West Coast, and they said, "I'm confused, Robert." I said, "What you confused about? Why is Shedeur Sanders not in the Heisman race?" I said, "I don't know." He said he finished third in all of college football in passing yards. He also finished second in all of college football in passing touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel, who is currently ahead of Sanders in the odds, despite being eighth in both passing and TDs. They say it's crazy that the Colorado quarterback is going to leave college without even thinking about it. It was just weird. I mean, I didn't even think about it because I know it's hard. You can't push both of them. But Shedeur has had a Heisman worthy season. And I know the reason now. I was just playing around with them. They talking about they confused. I said, baby boy, it's something out of your control. And just to show you that I know what I'm talking about, I was with a Heisman Trophy winner last night. And he shared this with me. And he shared some things with me. I can't tell you what he shared with me. But it was no. Ain't nobody say, see, you're not listening. People are not listening to me. Alpha Yo. Travis Hunter. We ain't said Travis not. I said he's not up for the Heisman. Notice I ain't mentioned Travis Hunter. So get that wax out your ear so you can hear. I know you can't hear that good because Texas got their ass whooped yesterday, this weekend. I already know that. But all I'm telling you is when I look and see his stats and what he's done on a winning team, and he threw the ball to that dude that's gonna win the Heisman, that he's not up for the Heisman. He don't have to win. Peyton Manning was up for the Heisman. He didn't win. What's his name? Randy Moss was up for the Heisman, but they didn't win. Charles Woodson won it. I understand that, but it's just something about that one just ain't right to me. because I'm just looking, and it's okay because it just the dude said he was confused. I said, don't be confused. Anytime you giving out an award, think about it. They had the Jim Thorpe Award for the best cornerback in the country, and Travis wasn't even invited for that. So it's just different people. This is the thing that y'all talk about politics, and y'all got to understand when these press guys have to vote, you're gonna be in trouble because don't none of them like the coach out there at Colorado. Don't none of them. I just wanted to share that with y'all just in case. That's an educational moment that a lot of y'all probably just never even took a look at it.
Well, one of the things, of course, have the list been released yet?
Yeah, no, we know. It ain't been released. Matter of fact,
No,
it's
I'm just
tonight.
saying it hasn't been.
It's tonight. No, it's
Yes, it
tonight.
hasn't been officially released yet.
Oh,
But
he's
in
not there,
today's
man.
time,
He wasn't invited, so his ass ain't on there. What you talking about? Ain't no list.
yeah, that's not. I wasn't asking the question, was he on there or not? Because you know from inside a movie if you on there or not. The ask was the rich. That's like the McDonald's game. People know that
Well,
they
no.
made it
What you mean? What the
before the
list?
list,
Yeah.
but you want to know the whole list. If the list is out, to see who all is on the list and where did he, I think on the list they don't put everybody. They just put the people that's going to be in New York City, and
Gary Carter.
that's only about 4 of them.
Gary Carter said, if Lloyd Carr was Travis' coach, he'd be a shoe-in. If Lloyd Carr was Travis' coach, guess what? Travis wouldn't be playing all them damn snaps. Charles wanted to play way more snaps than he played. That man, them coaches ain't gonna let you play two-way in college basketball. Deion is the only person gonna let you do that, and he did it. It's 3 players on Colorado team played both sides of the ball this year. I bet you. Did anybody know that? It's 3 players on their team that played both sides of the ball. Travis and 2 other kids, Tyler Johnson and another kid. And a lot of people don't even talk about that. 2 freshmen. Hold up, 2 freshmen is making the all freshman team, and then 1 freshman from our area is playing. People go talking about, man, he ain't gonna play as a freshman. All of these recruits, hey man, y'all better start paying attention and watching and going where you're celebrated and not just tolerated. But wait a minute, somebody said definitely would be special for 2 of them same school. Of course it would have. But that way they don't like Prime. They done already told me them folks don't like Prime. If they can give it to Prime, didn't get coach of the year. Prime, the Arizona State coach, and he did win more.
I mean that ain't a travesty. That's a brother. So
no, he's not a brother. No, he's not.
Well,
no, he white.
I thought Arizona State.
They fired the brother. Herm Edwards got fired. They run his ass out of there.
Arizona State ain't. I mean, they got it out the mud.
They got picked dead. They were picked dead last in the conference.
They got it out the mud, so I ain't mad at that.
No, they
even
got it
Deion.
Hey, look, Deion got it out the mud too, Jimmy.
Yeah, but Deion got it out the mud, and there were more eyeballs on him.
They were 1-11, Jimmy, when he got there. 1-11.
But I mean, Arizona. What was Arizona State before that coach?
I don't know. They wasn't 1-11. Herm wasn't going out like that. No, Kenny Dillingham. No, he a white guy. He a white guy. But keep on going. He said, when was the last time had a quarterback in college football was not being the final? That's a good one. But Shadil did win the Jim Thorpe Award, Jim. I mean, not the Jim Thorpe. I'm sorry. The Johnny Niners Award is the best quarterback in the country. He won. Shadil won that one. He won that a couple of days ago.
That's it's of course those lists of 4 again would be released this evening, and the 4 meaning they normally invite 4 individuals to New York City when they announce the winner of the Heisman.
Sometime it's 3, Jimmy. Sometime it's 3.
It's been 3 sometimes?
Yes, sometime it's 3.
Why the difference between 4 and 3?
I don't know. I'm just letting you know when Charles won, it wasn't but 3 of them. Charles Woodson, Randy Moss, and Peyton Manning. That's all it was. It was 3.
Did the fourth one turn it down?
No, that's all they invited.
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking a good question.
No,
Did
I'm
the
just
fourth one
telling
turn
you
it
that's
down?
all that's all they invited. Yeah, so it ain't. I don't think it's a set that it's got to be 4. I'm trying to find
As
who
well,
are the guys on
as
it.
many as 4. Have they ever
See,
invited more than 4?
oh shit, I don't know.
Some guys you don't even want to
I,
waste your time. You ain't got no
yeah, I'm
chance.
not
Don't even
no
come there.
Heismanologist, but I'm finna find out. Cam is invited. Dylan Gabriel, the one who I said, hold up now, let me get them stats. Ashton Genty, I understand. Travis, I understand. Cam, I understand. Dylan Gabriel, let me repeat that again. Y'all, I'm glad I Dylan Gabriel, who has been invited. Y'all watch this now. Hold on. Well, I want to make sure I get them things right. Where is that? Dylan Gabriel, who is currently in New York right now, right? He in those categories that let me go back again. Shadua finished 3rd in all of college football in passing yards. So he had the 3rd most passing yards. He was the 2nd most in touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel is currently he is 8th in both passing and passing touchdown. 8th. Shadua is 2nd, 3rd. This dude is 8th, and he's there. Has something to do with Dion. Has something to do with Dion. If that dude there's there, it's kind of crazy. But that man talking about Ryan Leaf, man. He thought Ryan Leaf was there. Hell no, not in that year. But no, it's good. It's good. It's all right, man. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Prime know it. Prime said it, Jimmy. He said it's a crying shame that you won't get these boys what they want because you don't like me. He said, man, I done played 14 years. It ain't about me. But it is about
Well,
you.
you gotta realize. I mean, Prime know it, and he uses it. It's worked against for him, and it has worked definitely worked against him, and that's just how it goes. You are there's a lot of guys in the ranks of media in the media world, mainstream media. They have different circles of guys, different fraternities within the establishment, and often they will have each other's back if a player decides to go after or challenge one of them publicly, and other ones will write articles to kind of cover the other one's back. That's commonplace. And so I think early this year, at the beginning of the season, that was one of the college football analysts on the ESPN network, and he's normally assigned to the SEC. And Dion, he made a comment about that included Deion Sanders. Of course, your opinion about the program, where you think they're gonna, what place you think they're gonna come in, that's not room for that's not a room for a vendetta or an incentive. But when he made comments about Dion and his coaching ability or lack thereof, in the opinion of this analyst, that motive prompted Dion to publicly take to one of those public platforms. I think it was First Take, and have court and charge that guy up about his opinion after Dion and them had won a couple of games. And I think they had both of them on the screen at the same time. And Dion had the upper hand at that time. And which, normally, you challenge people that buy ink by the gallon, they tell you to watch out on that. But Dion, of
Dion had
course,
the upper hand on, I don't understand. He had
you
the upper
understand what?
hand.
At the time of them putting them on the screen, Colorado had just, that might have been right before the Nebraska game. So they had, again, Colorado might have been 2-0 or something, and they had picked remember, a lot of people
Talking about
was
last
saying that
year or
they
this
would
year?
lose this year,
Okay.
and Dion got on his ass in a good way, and then Dion,
No, he
if
just
you
asked him,
always
he said, why you keep doing this to yourself? Why you coming constantly trying? You know you don't like us. Jimmy, it wasn't about, the man wrote some hit pieces on Dion. Have you read the
well, he
hit
didn't write. He
pieces?
said he voiced his thoughts as well.
No, Jimmy, he called him a false prophet People drinking the Kool-Aid. His son ain't this and his family ain't this. He hit two. He went personal. His name is Sean Keeler. Good Googling. He went personal. And Dion asked him, dude, why he wasn't writing nothing about the team?
No, this is not the moment that I just described. The other analyst, the guy you just named, does he work for ESPN?
No, he worked for the Denver Post.
Exactly. That's a whole different incident right there. Okay, here's what happened.
Who you talking about? Paul Feinbaum.
The guy
You talking about
I'm
Paul
talking about
Feinbaum?
Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah.
I described him. I said a guy
Did
that
you hear
covers
what
the
Paul
SEC.
Feinbaum said about him?
Look, listen. I heard what he said about him verbally. Now, understand. Here's how it started. The guy from the local newspaper, the Denver paper, had a long spread and about Dion. Went below the belt. So Dion came back and told him in the interview, one of the interviews, one of the pressers didn't want to acknowledge his questions.
That's what I
And
just
Dion
said. That's what I'm talking about.
wanted to have court right then. So then, after then, that was an embarrassing moment for that young man because now, after that, remember I just said earlier, it's oftentimes when people in the media, they have certain fraternities within that establishment. So a lot of people that were in the media that wasn't really felt too optimistic about Deion Sanders and Colorado football rallied around this guy from the Denver newspaper to basically have his back. Don't worry, your ink only goes so far. We got you, little brother. Paul Feinbaum, I'm using an analogy. I'm not saying he actually said that to him. So Paul Feinbaum comes back on a more amplified platform with more viewership and echo some of the things that this man had said. So that means that's how they do. They will cover each other's back. That way now it's hard for you to beat the establishment. So eventually, First Take got Paul Feinbaum and got Dion on at the same time. Didn't know it was going to go kind of to the left, and it went kind of to the left. Dion basically challenged him and let him know, blah blah blah, whatever. Gave him a piece of his thoughts. And as you proceeded through the season, Dion had the upper hand then, and guess what? It worked to his advantage because they kept on winning. And each week, people will say, "Just wait the next week. We'll see that this. They won. They started off hot the year before. Let's see how they're gonna finish." But they didn't finish. They finished in a more promising manner. They meaning the Colorado Buffs. So now you had a different turn in this race. Some of those same people who felt that you might have dissed old Paul Feinbaum. Now some of those other powers that may have votes will probably take it out on Dion or anything.
Of course, that's what I just said.
Anything that's close to it.
We know
so
that.
That's sad, it's bad, but it's part of the business. Now, to me right now, it's two guys that's clear cut ahead of those other two guys in the race. It's Travis Hunter and the running back from Boise State. But now, the running back from Boise State, other than playing against Oregon, he rushed for 192 yards against Oregon, and he lost that game. What sample size of the competition? Travis Hunter is doing this against 4- and 5-star players on both sides of the ball every snap. It's a 4-star and a 5-star, the vast majority.
Jimmy, it's
This guy here, how many 5-stars have he rushed? Have he ran that ball up against?
Jimmy, it ain't even about that, Jimmy. Barry Sanders didn't win the Heisman, and he ran more than Genty. Melvin Gordon didn't win the Heisman. It's several people, running backs, have had the sort of stats that this dude that didn't win. So it ain't about who he played against. It ain't about who he. Travis Hunter. What we should be saying is Travis Hunter is doing something that ain't never been done. Genty, if Travis wasn't around, you'd have won. But the unique thing I love about this, and I don't want nobody to talk about comparing who he played against. Travis Hunter, hold up. Some people said When Shadoo and Travis was doing this in SWAC, they ain't playing nothing but in the SWAC. Some people
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that part. I said long time ago that Shadua Sanders, and hold up, the first quarterback gonna be Shadua Sanders. And that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. We got to stop. Just cause a kid go to a HBCU don't mean he can't get the way going. And that's the problem that I've had with this whole situation. Yeah, they don't like Prime. Yeah, Prime. But guess what? What I do want to reiterate. Coach Prime, during the last press conference, he said, look, hey man, you got a question for me today? Guess who he was talking to? Sean Keeler. He said, man, it's Thanksgiving. We ain't finna go into this new year with this. Do you got a question? Nah, I ain't got no question. So it's more than your job. Because your job, hold up. He been sitting in the press conference every week and was not allowed to ask a question. And the man said, look, Doc, it's Thanksgiving. Hold on. I got it on tape. It's Thanksgiving. And no. He said, now, I tried now. It's Thanksgiving. We got to quit this foolishness. But guess what? I ain't see Paul Feinbaum. I ain't see all of them people, your mainstream media. Them damn clowns. I ain't see nobody talk about that. I didn't see that flashed on everybody's screen. You don't even know. You perplexed right now. You don't know. That was not splashed on
I'm
the
saying,
screen.
but that's not, understand something. They are covering their fraternity, brother. They not studying
I
about
don't.
anything pro Dion. So why would you expect them? That's like saying I wanted
But
a
Jimmy, you got mad at him because of what he did. And now you don't.
so I mean that you'll hear from them in just like
Hold on, Jimmy.
clockwork when they lost
I
to
got it
Kansas.
right here. I got it.
You heard the comments from those guys
No, your man behind you. Give me a mic.
Sean, you want me?
Let's go. God bless you. God bless you. I was just trying to. It's Thanksgiving, man. Going into the new year. Let's start something new. You had your shot now, right? I did it. God bless you. You got one? Oh.
So they don't want to talk about that. You saying just because I'm part of this fraternity, I can't say, damn, dude, you there to do the job. You still covering them.
Yeah, but feelings getting your job as well. So once you're in your feelings, then
So
that
all
way
of
now
this about feelings then, okay. See, me,
that's part of their
I
job.
don't get my facts and feelings mixed up.
That's part no, but that's part of that's part of the job. It's not supposed to. They're not supposed to, but then guess what?
Boy, you
That's
sure
part of
love
their
to defend
job.
them folks, boy. Boy, you sure defend. You
It's
the most
especially
established. Boy, you go, boy, woo.
that's part of their job. If there's a parent out there in the grass in the
Jimmy, part of
basketball
their job
community,
is what? What's part of their job? To be sensitive? That what you
no,
saying? What part of their
part of
job?
their job is part of his job is to be there present. And it was obviously he was taking a certain stance to make his fellow constituents proud of him by sitting up in there and just observing the scene, being a mole, so to speak, to take back. Unbeknownst to him, he got queued up for a question to pose a question. He declined.
Let me go a little bit further. Let me go for because he write for the Denver Post. Denver played against Denver played against the what's the name of the team? Las Vegas, the Raiders. They played against the Raiders, right? He go there and go in the Raiders press conference and asking the Raiders about Shadua Sanders. Is he good enough? And y'all want him? And y'all that he go there. And then he write the article. The Raiders might want Shadur, but they don't want his dad. Man, that man's a broad, man. And I'm not gonna take up for him. He's a broad.
No, I'm not taking up for him. I'm just telling you how they're giving you things behind regarding how some things in media, how some people once they get it on and they got an X for you, then it's going to keep coming at you. It ain't no difference than a than
They
a
some broads.
than what's the guy from Undisputed, the
Skip
founder.
Bayless. Skip
It ain't
Bayless.
no difference than Skip Bayless and Kevin Durant. Once the guy gets it in, he ain't the first. This guy ain't the first, and ain't the last. There's several guys in the media personalities that is
Just
clashed
cause
with,
they do it don't mean yeah, it's right. That's the point
but
I'm
they not.
trying.
You're not
I
going to
know
get
it's
any
different.
favorable. It ain't about them being right. This ain't a right or wrong. It just that don't. Why would you even expect favorable ink? You're not going to get it from that
Jimmy,
angle.
just well, they don't write nothing about me then.
No, it's his job to write about the program. He gonna write, and he gonna write about you when it's advantageous to the writer himself, to the journalist himself. That's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Hey, media ain't media no more. I told you all that old mainstream media
All,
shit you be talking about.
but that's no, that
Mainstream
part has
media,
been in that, but that
mainstream
part has
media
been
ain't
there.
mainstream no more. It's people on YouTube and TikTok breaking better news than people on CNN.
Well,
Mainstream
guess
media ain't mainstream media no more.
well, no, that whole the social media has ever changed
It
that.
done, it done,
But at the
it done
same
flipped the
time,
script.
the oath that is taken in regard to is not across the board. There's no oath that's
Jimmy,
taken from. So that means the rules
Jimmy.
by which the guys are covering it, some of them that may abide by,
What oath,
is
Jim?
maybe a little
What
bit
oath you
different.
talking about? What oath you talking about? Tell me the oath. Because I'm going
That
to explain you the oath. I'm going to explain you the oath. An oath that had to pay I'm trying to get the number right. $760 million for lying. Fox News. Them journalists on that
that
took an oath. And they
that
lost in a lawsuit $760 million for lying and not telling the truth about the last election. Those people,
Alan, that's
but they
that's not
took
a sports related
no, but you said
settlement.
you said they took
We're
an oath.
talking about
Them,
sports
them, them
sports
journalists,
journalists,
Jimmy,
Alan.
them
We're talking
journalists took an
sport
oath.
sports journalists. Sports. We're talking sports right now. You're gonna
I'm
encompass.
talking, Jimmy, I'm talking about the industry. You said
That's
journalism, Jimmy, journalism is dead. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can still believe in them.
sports journalism. We're talking about in primary
Sports,
right now. You
sports
know that.
journalism is dead too.
It is changed. It is changed. It's not dead. It's not dead by no means. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not dead. Think about it. Let me tell you why it's not dead.
Jimmy, I cannot look at Stephen A. Smith, none of them people, all
You
week.
can look at TNT, can't you?
Hold up. And not hold up. No, no, no. Listen to me. I
You
can
can look
look,
inside the
listen
NBA.
to what I'm saying. I cannot look at all of them and still be able to know everything in the world about sports.
It's not about everything no one worry about. It's about understand something. The highest rated show in regarding to basketball is inside the NBA. None of those guys is well, only one of those guys came through the ranks of the journalism, the school, and the oath. The rest of those guys were former players
So why you
that
bring
reached
up
a
the oath
certain.
then?
So, huh?
Why you talk about the oath then?
What
Forget
I'm saying,
the oath.
understand, because you'll see what I'm talking about, and you cut me off. Hell, so three of those guys were former players, former superstars within their organizations, and made it to a certain or made a certain to the highest plateau in the team in the sport of basketball as a team. That those guys in recent years, you look back on the NFL. The NFL, the Monday night footballs, the Thursday night footballs they have now, those in the booth, your highest rated shows is the preseason, the pregame shows. You used to have Charles Woodson on one of them alongside Randy Moss. But those guys didn't come off the tree of journalism. Those guys, those were the highest rated shows. Those pre-games. You have one guy in the studio. That's the point guard of the. I'm using an analogy, a metaphor, and he's the one that's dictating and running the thing. The rest of those guys are former players. Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw didn't come off the school of the journalism tree. He came as a former player. You know why? Because they have in common. You look on the NBA. I mean, the Major League Baseball, Hatter. This is the last example. Major League Baseball.
Jimmy, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Come on, I already know all of this.
You cutting me off again. Damn, I told you would see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. What do you mean? It is making sense.
You just
once again, you cutting me off. You cutting me off. Hell,
I just sit there and let you talk for 5 minutes and you ain't said nothing.
There wasn't no damn 5 minutes on this topic.
You said what you talking about?
There wasn't no 5 minutes.
You talking about Terry
There wasn't 5 minutes.
Bradshaw?
You this stuff before.
How did Terry Bradshaw get in
it? Once again, Major League Baseball, their pregame show has spiked up within viewership. You have Alex Rodriguez, right? Big Papi. And those guys are on the panel on the Fox network. So then you have one guy that's the point guard of it. He's running the flow. He came from the only one. The rest of those guys didn't come from no school of journalism. So those in each one of those major sports, the guys that's driving that. Then you can go on over to the college football on Saturday. You have guys on those panels, former players now. Then they bring over the guy from ESPN, the talk show host, to spike the ratings over. The point is this. Most of those shows now, all of them, they are driven by talent that didn't come from that tree of journalism. That's because people want to hear and see their opinions on the topics. That's why they make the best now in regards to ratings. Once it was proven, that means now the guy that's going through the journalism rate, that's only one spot on the court for you at one time on that panel. The rest of those guys are going to be former players. They're going to be guys that played at a certain level, the guys that Hall of Famers. That's the guys you want to see. That's why the quarterback that just retired from Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guess what? They found room for his ass in that booth. And you know why? It was a disaster at first, but they found room because people wanted to hear what he had to say. He's a Hall of Fame star. So that's the difference now. Back in the older days, mostly all of those guys were journalists. They would have one as a guest that was a former player. They would be coaches, the former coaches would be most all. That's the closest they got to them players. Now they realize the talent, and that's the point. In all of those sports, it's changed forever because it's proven in regard to the sponsorship. Ratings go up, sponsorships go up. Then it go up enough, you got more sponsors wanting to get on, then you have slots for. That means you can drive the numbers up for per ad. That means you got more revenue. Now you can pay better. Now it goes on down the road. That's the thing. And that's the point in that, in regard to that I'm making in that. And you guys know, for those of you that know how I go, this is how I talk. It's how I talk. It's going to take me a couple of minutes to get to my point. Like a good old preacher. I might one day, it might be in my calling. But I do know one thing. If I got somewhere to be, I know how to cut the sermon off. That's the good thing about it. And so, but once again, if you got to be paying attention or somehow find a way to just act like you're paying attention, which Haller can't do neither one of them. So that means he got room to grow. He got room to improve. He don't even know how to act like he's paying attention. So when I'm talking, so that means what I'm saying, if I can't attract his attention as a co-host, then that means, damn, that means now it's like, man, y'all ain't gonna listen to him. I ain't studying about him. Y'all ain't got to study about it. Think about it. It's like the preacher, the pastor in the pulpit.
I said, the podium, I can't understand.
The deacon reading the newspaper.
Excuse me. I'm now. Can I talk now? I'm saying I don't understand. See, you went on too damn long. I said,
ain't no such thing as too long.
What you're saying? Excuse me. these people might understand what you're saying. I don't. That's the point. You got. I don't understand it. It's okay. Yeah, I just don't. I'm telling you, I don't understand it. And I'm not gonna sit up here. Excuse me. I'm not the guy. I'm not the type of guy gonna sit up here and say,
you understand what I'm saying now, what I just said.
I thought it was my time. I thought it was my time.
This ain't no damn time race. You understood what I was saying at the end of that. You didn't understand. And when the moment you said it twice. You taking too long. Get to the point.
No.
And I'm like, my man, we had this conversation before.
I said mainstream media ain't mainstream anymore. That's the point. Mainstream media, and you went and gave us a history on about the personalities in sports talk shows, and you went to talk about Charles Barkley and all of that, and Kenny Smith. That is not what I was trying to get to. What I was talking about. You just take the stuff that I talk about, because evidently you're not listening to me, and just go and just come up with your own. I don't know.
So once again, there you go again, and come up with your own.
You come up, you change. You can't change my narrative. I brought up a narrative.
That ain't changing. Hold on. That ain't. I just said a while ago. We had a similar conversation a while ago.
Let you talk.
I took what you said and went extra with it to another route. That ain't going. That ain't. Your topic was over with. I'm taking it and going somewhere else with it.
My topic didn't mean.
Your topic meant something to you. You brought it up.
What?
So I took it. I took something and added on. You baked the cake. I put icing on the cake. And you're saying, well, it takes long for the icing. You're making the icing taking too long. No, it ain't never taking too long for this icing. Just cut your slice of cake. You ain't got to wait till the icing get on. Eat your cake. But the thing is, here's the thing, Hatter. Like Sonia says, when I mentioned earlier, even if you're not paying attention, I
can do two things at one time.
Okay, so when a person is talking, and I didn't hear, but they say on the boomerang that you started whistling while I'm talking. So
I did not whistle this time. She said, hold on. She said, usually this the time that had a whistle. See, you so damn sensitive, and I'm finna cut this show off, because she said,
don't say that.
Hold up, I'm gonna go back and get it. You worried about what Sonya's saying?
It says had a whistling.
But I didn't whistle.
Okay, I'm saying, so she said had a whistling. I don't know if you whistled or if you faked whistling. I'm saying, she said you're whistling. Jimmy, you just responded to something that she didn't even say.
Oh, Jimmy, think about this. I've been playing the violin on this show for 7 years. Because you take too damn long. And I always play the violin.
Okay, so understand something. So understand. To a person that has a medical deficiency, when it comes to, we talked about this shit before. And you sit there and you study doing it. We talked about this before.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.